Hello and welcome back. This is Grillenheimer. Getting back to the homemade side of things, and that's kind of what this channel has sort of become, for the good or the bad. And last night, because I have made sort of two stratagems for my boats. Now, this one can be for official characters also. It's the head of Tidal Wave from our Energon, I think. And then I have this one, which is really for my own characters. So I used my own drawing as well. Because, let's look at this to refresh. Flip them all back over, back to alt mode. And I finally found Flash Wave. When I did that, went over all my homemade characters for any newer subscribers. I didn't, Flash Wave was not included because I didn't realize he was missing, and he was not there. Here he is. After I found looking up police boats online, and this is one that was like, this is in Chicago, I think. Never heard of it, never seen one. Found it online and tried drawing it and making it into a transformer. And I even had him saluting the Energon defense unit. Golly, I forgot how bad my handwriting it was right there. Yeah, Water Energon Defense. But that's what EDU stands for instead of Police Department Unit or whatever. Oh, flipping back over. Okay, now originally I was making, this was my first run of boats when they were based on family boats we used to have in the family years ago. This was a 70s white MFG. The colors are kind of not exactly right. There was more white than green, but there was a bit of a green interior. And so the point is the ability. When defending, flip one extra battle card for each boat on your starting team. So I was stealing a little bit from the Insecticons. And then Shredhead over here, who I made a mercenary, is just the opposite. When attacking, flip one extra battle card for each boat on your starting team. So having these two guys paired up was really neat. If I had the time, I would have actually created more of a deck to go with the Autobot mercenary setup. I did not do that. But the main thing is this. After you attack, untap another nautical character in alt mode. Lighthouses, submarines, and boats. And it is a risk. I've mentioned this before. If you've been following along with some of my homemade stuff, it is a risk normally to attack in boat mode, because normally their attack, say it's supposed to be a 1. The attacks in boat mode or their alt modes are lower. Now, Shredhead is an exception. He's 3 on both sides. But most of the good guys are normally like 1 or 2. I think there's one that's 0 maybe, or at least a 1. And then always stronger in bot mode. So with that, and it sort of the idea of more like how a sailboat tacks, if you know anything about sailboating. And I, my dad and I, my family, we used to have a sailboat at some point in time, and you tack. And that was the whole point of this, where when you attack in boat mode, after he attacks, and we have a setup something like this. After he attacks, you can untap another boat in alt mode. Boom. So you get another turn, especially if if they had all been like this, then you're preventing the untap phase, so to speak. you get to have another turn. So the whole point of this stratagem, which does not apply to official boat characters, the whole 2 we got in wave 4 and wave 5, when one of your boats is untapped by another boat, give a boat bold 3. Well, that boat would be the one you just untapped, especially, and this worked. This actually worked, because I got really concerned. I'm thinking, oh no, if I untap him, then the opponents is going to get to go again. Well, they actually didn't, because they were all tapped out. So I got to go again because of this character attacking, untapped this tapped boat because of the stratagem. And so I was able to give him bold 3. And it did happen to be Lieutenant Shredhead here, who was able to not only get the extra flip for 1, 2, 3 starting boats, but bold 3 here too, on top of the white that was flipped. So it was a pretty big swing. And it was really a really fun game. And then the other stratagem, let's see here. Let's look at the total star count of these guys, because this was my setup. That's why these boats are here on the table. That sounded really funny. Okay, 16 and 7 is 23. 24, 25. Okay, well, Make Waves is one that I can use with my boats, or even, what is it, Sunrunner, in Tidal Wave, and Nautica. When a boat is defending and you flip green pips, after the battle, damage your attacker as many green pips you flipped. This really helped. It helped a little too much, actually, because of the mixed deck that I was using with them. It actually won the game. I'm trying to remember who was on the opponent side. It was not any homemade characters like this, but that's right. It was only 2 tall. It was they're just right here. That's right. It was these 2. Decepticon Shockwave and Ruckus, of all things. Mainly for the star counts, and I was trying to utilize different star cards that I've created to see, stratagem cards, just to see how things would work, and testing some things out. Ruckus has some good attack on one side for what it is. Both of their health seems a little low for what they are for 11-star characters. I could be wrong about that. They are older characters. This Shockwave is what, from wave 1. Ruckus is what, wave 2? Wave 2. What do you know? I remember right. And so I had a lot of neat, fun things going on here. And I was actually using the Motorcycle Rescue Patrol deck with these guys, so nothing was planned very well. I was more concerned about stratagem cards than decks for these guys, because deck building can take a little time. But for what it was worth, things were working for both sides. The stratagems were making sense, and it was really, again, these stratagems just seemed to be really adding to the game, even for my homemade stratagems for my homemade characters. And this is the only one that I've done for that. I've got maybe some of my other vehicles. Wouldn't mind trying to make one for my water tanks. And since I have paired up their symbol with regular tanks, it might actually affect regular official tanks as well. I don't know. But maybe I should have made a separate little symbol for them, for my water tank characters, which I like. And they're not that strong. They have a good bit of health. So I've gone 10 minutes, but that's all I was really wanting to talk about, was to because I brushed this one off the other day, going through all my stratagems, and I'm like, yeah, this is for me. Boom, and I kept going. So I wanted to touch base with these a little more, and it seems to work. Now, if in the instance, I don't know if this would work, or if I would have to remember to give untapped boat bold 3, if my opponent had an untapped character, that they would have to go first and then I would get to come back. You know, that might be a different story. You know, would I lose the bold 3? Or was it because the way this is worded? I don't know. But a little different, little spin, trying to make my boat characters, which really are not that strong, just a slightly better. And I'm just glad Flash Wave was found too. So with that, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Have a blessed day. And as always, flip out and let's roll for it.